Hi guys, so today I'm going to review the Griffin Castle die set, hopefully. I know there's a lot of moving parts to it, or a lot kind of going on with it. So I hope to do it today, the day before craft day. I re-released a video this morning having to do with a foil press thing, but I want to get these going so that you can see and make up your mind if you want to pick that up and see how it works. Of course we're going to pick it up, right? Everyone loves the Easel sets that she puts out like that. But let me see what's going on. Sorry about that. I went to adjust my lighting and my tripod did something funny. So I do want to show you, a couple things that I ordered, and people always say, how do you get these? Or, you know, they think I have some kind of hookup. I do not. I just keep watching the HSN website days before the craft day, and if there's a coupon or if the item is already kind of reduced in price, I'll go ahead and pick it up. So there's nothing special about what I do here. If I see it and I'm ready to grab it, I get it. So this is the Griffin square layered lace embossing folders, and these are still 20 bucks I think right now even on their site, but again I got 10 off of 50, so that basically gave me free shipping plus a little extra off the price of the items, right? That deal is gone with now that we're in March, so it's over. But I'll review these. I know that her square compendium set is still sold out, but I pretty much got this to go with that, you know, because I already have that set from the last craft day. So let me put that to the side for now. But today, dun, 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 we have to check this out. Oh my gosh. When I saw it, I was like, yeah, getting that. And I kept checking the site ever since she sneak peeked it because they do sell out. These are the ones that typically sell out. So, you know, whether you're done gingerbread house or the little, I guess it's gingerbread house. But this is our Castle Easel die set. Again, it is a long one. You can run this through your Gemini, or if you only have the Griffin Empress, you're gonna need the extended plates, but if you don't have the extended plates, you can always run it through twice, right? So I would put it like this, run it through, obviously just the die, not the way I'm showing you, and see a piece of it still hanging off, and then bring your plates down and do the whole sandwich and run through the end that didn't cut out, okay? And that's really only for the outside line, so maybe I'm gonna use my Gemini today just for this because I never really fire up my Griffin Empress, but she always talks about the outer die being very thin. Well, she didn't say it's very thin. She just says it's delicate, so you be careful with it. Obviously, I don't think she's going to say it's very thin, because then that sounds like a knock on her product, right? But it is, this outer die is always super, like, flimsy. And when I say flimsy, I don't mean cheap. I just mean, like, it literally, just because of the size of it and what it's got going on, it's floppy, okay? So you want to be careful with that. But this is what I was fearing. Look at all of this stuff that goes with it. So we have the base die that goes in the front, so you have like a shadow layer or a blackout, and then you have the intricate die that cuts the other layer. So I'll show you the examples right now in her pictures. But we also have tons of little windows, some are taller, some are shorter, that basically we're going to work out in these areas where it's taller and shorter. There's little spots here, so we have like fancy things that you can cut out again for this doorway. The very top of the castle has an extra piece. We have, I think even, yeah, for these little side pieces, we have a little extra piece. We have the extra piece for the other. I don't know castle nomenclature. I don't know what you call these things. So if they're like spires, or I guess spires is the word. Isn't that something that's really tall though? Or towers here, or whatever you want to call them. And then we have this other piece here that goes in this area, maybe for like a little veranda look. It looks like something I'll set there. So really cute. So it's not a lot because these pieces are nice and big, but the little windows are going to be obviously something we have to work with. And so I'll probably kind of try to keep it simple just for the main construction. I'm not going to be too extra here, but let's see what we got going on. Hold on. So as you can see, her examples, like this one's a little more plain. And what's cute, I was like, oh, wouldn't it be cool to emboss it with like, if you have an embossing folder that has bricks, but it has its own. We're definitely going to rubber emboss, and use some ink because all these little pieces that look like brick, you kind of want to bring that out, right? So we're going to definitely do that. But I do like a gray brick, so maybe, I don't know what color scheme we're going to go with, but this is a cute little pink castle. This one has hot pink accents, and this one's kind of more classic, a little more traditional, and she put some of her little stickers there. That's really cute. But it's always interesting, and I don't think she has a video yet on just this, right, of how to do this, because I think the last time I had seen a tutorial on, like, the gingerbread house, I think she put it out before the craft day, didn't she? Or maybe she didn't. You know, maybe she didn't. I don't remember. It doesn't matter. We're gonna try this out and see what happens. So, I want to see what she did with the windows. She's put like little extra pieces on the outside. I want to see if how much extra she went with it, you know? It looks like she used both pieces. Okay, well, let me grab some papers and we will get started. Okay, guys, like I said, I kind of want to... Ooh, I put a pile of papers next to me. I can see it sliding, so you might hear like a thud or something in a minute here. But anyway, I kind of wanted to go with like doing the gray... I don't know what we're doing here. But as far as the castle. So the base color or base paper I'm going to be using for this long strip here is this vintage lace paper because I like the colors that are in it. It's not double-sided though, so you have to make your choice as far as what you want to do, because if it's double-sided, then both sides will have something pretty to show, right? But for right now, I want the pretty side to be in this under piece of the card. So that means we are going to punch this out in a way that when we do our fold over and all that, this outer piece, let me just remove this. Let's get rid of this for now. So our outer frame, cutting down, you have to just put it on there. And then when we go to fold it, it depends, right? And that's just up to you, because the cutting lines kind of round out the edge when you push into what you're cutting, right? So when I'm done here, I can fold this back over this way, and this white piece is going to be where I'm going to put my castle top. And then this is going to be the bottom of the card, right? So when we easel it, this pretty area is going to be showing. So you do want to cut on the side that you want facing up. But if you have double-sided paper, or if you don't care if, you know, the edge isn't nice and rounded for you, then it doesn't really matter. Cut it however you like. Now, I cut this piece of paper 5 inches, and it's by 12. It's a 12 by 12 piece of paper. But when I went to look at it, I'm like, ooh, that 5 inches barely made it. So to not struggle with it, I would say cut it at 5.5 inches, okay, guys? That way you have plenty of room to not have to like really make sure you're on the edges. So I'm not going to cut more paper, because I was like, oh, I'll just cut my paper down again. But I thought, no, I want to preserve my paper. So I'm just going to make sure that it's touching everywhere, hopefully, that it needs to be at. And most of this isn't going to show, this top part. So if you really want to make sure that your bottom area is what you want it to look like I might bring this down all the way, because that top part isn't going to show. It's going to be on the back side of your paper. And we are going to stick this down very well, because I'm going to use my Gemini Junior plate, so that means I have to run it through twice. So we want to make sure that it's really where it needs to be. I'm trying to look on the back and making sure that I'm clearing, yes, both cutting edges. That may or may not be, but that's okay. All right, I'm going to tape that down real well. So, again, because this is a longer one, so don't be afraid of longer dies. You just have to shimmy them over so that you can do this correctly. Again, cut your paper a little bit bigger than I did. So, I'm just going to do, this is very basic, so I'm just going to use my plastic shim, my magnetic mat, and my other cutting plate. If this was the Anna Griffin, your Empress, you would use your cutting plate. You can put your magnetic mat with your paper on top, and then your die facing into that magnetic mat, just like Anna does. I do not like doing that, but that's up to you. And then your next metal plate, your cutting plate. Do it however you like. I don't like cutting into my magnetic mat. So if you don't want to cut into it, put your die facing up and then your paper on top, right? So it'd be cutting plate, magnetic mat, die facing up, paper, and then your other cutting plate. So we just cut a portion of that, right? I mean, this is basically cut, but we have the rest of it to cut out because our plates are too short. So you can turn it around. You can do whatever you like. I'm just going to, I don't really like going over it. You know what's funny? Literally all I have to cut, because the way I cut my paper, is just these little tiny corners, but I'm going to run it through anyway. My paper was just exactly the right width, really. So just turn it around for what's extra. I'm sorry, I can't back up too much. For some reason, I don't know what I did with my tripod. It's kind of funny. So this area is hanging off, but what didn't cut is inside the sandwich, okay? So I'm going to run it through again. And I try not to include too much of what didn't cut, because that way it doesn't shift. Ooh. Okay, so that was the speed bump, that pop you heard. Because I had to go over that straight. I had to go over this right here, and when it got there, it went bam, you know, right into it. So you can put it at a little angle if you like. That's a little tip from Stephanie Bernard. But see, it was basically that little bit I had to cut off. So not super intricate. This is a very easy die to work with if you don't have extended cutting plates. So now I'm going to take this off ever so gently, hopefully. And this is our base card. And then I'm going to cut out the blackout or shadow layer, whatever you want to call it. I guess blackout goes right behind it, huh? And then the castle layer, and then we're going to build up our castle. So let me put these to the side because I'll probably still use these. So here we have this. And basically, there's a score line there. I mean, we can do this later, but we're basically just going to fold that over on our score line. Okay? And this other part is going to stick. There's another little area here that we can score. That's going to stick to the back of your castle dies. Now, I've watched Anna a couple times. Sometimes she'll stick it this way, and sometimes she'll put the sticky stuff this way, right? And I do it this way, but we'll talk about that in just a minute. Let's put this to the side. And now I'm going to cut out these two guys. So I grabbed some Recollections paper. I wanted something kind of light. Oh, okay. So I got this one, but this is going to be my top one. So for the one that goes in the back, I'm going to use this purple color. And I'll put that to the side. So I have my die here. I'm just going to eyeball this paper. And I'm just using my plate to help me cut it. It's hard to do in front of you guys over here, but I usually just hold it down and tear it like this. Another thing I got from Stephanie Bernard, if you're not too, wanting to save your paper, just tear it like that. And then we have this die. So die facing down. Again, not super intricate, so I'm just using plastic shim, metal die. We're almost there. The part that takes the time is making all the little pieces later, right? So that's our basic piece here. And then for this little topper die, I'm going to use this. It's like a light blue also from Recollections. And again, I'm just tearing it down the side there. And this one, we're going to have to do something special though in a minute. And this one's a little more intricate, so I'm going to use my metal plate. And the reason I'm using the metal plate is to give it a little more pressure. But we're also going to pop this in when we go to do the embossing, just to make sure we get a good emboss, hopefully. So there that goes. That's a lot of pressure. This thing is like, Now I am getting some bowing in my plates, but some people just put their machine on top of their plates to keep it kind of flat, or supposedly you can put hot water and the hot water kind of, not melts it, but like reactivates your plates, and then you can try to flatten them out that way. I'm just gonna throw this stuff on the floor here. Okay, so everything pretty much cut out really nicely here, but what I'm gonna do is put the die face up, just so I can see what I'm doing. We need our rubber mat. Now, Anna Griffin's machine I think is better for embossing, in my opinion, but I'm still going to use this thing. Putting our rubber mat. You don't ever use the magnetic mat with the rubber embossing mat. I'm going to use my plastic. I'm going to put the metal one still just to give me a little extra oomph. And this guy I'm going to leave it turned down. And let's run that through. Okay, all right. Ooh. Oh, that was really good. Actually, we don't want to pop this out quite yet anyway, because I want to come in. But I do want to show you. Look how pretty. But that flag really dug in at the top, so be careful. So I want to do a little something with some gray ink. I don't use gray all the time, so I'm going to use a finger dauber. That way I'm not wasting a whole pad. And let me find some gray ink. It should be... Oh, you know what? I have metallic ink. I wonder if that's gonna... You think that'll look nice? We can try it. Where is that metallic ink? I have rose gold, blush, and I want the silver. Platinum. Where's my silver ink? Ugh. Okay, well, we're gonna use platinum, I guess. Pebble... What's this one? There it is. Just to give it a little sparkle? What do you think? I don't know. I guess I could just use gray, but we're going to use this silver. Oh, okay. Oh, no, I don't want that getting all over. Where do I have something I can put behind here? Actually, I'll just be careful. we'll see how well this works because this is a pigment ink and it might not do the best job, but let's get some going. The little flag doesn't have to be silver. We can do that something else or just leave it. Kind of dabbing in there. This is very, very silver. So I'm going in every little place that looks like it has bricks. And not doing like the best job because, you know, you want it to look kind of weathered. Or at least I do, I don't know. I'm just kind of going in there a little bit. You can use gilding wax, that'd be nice too. That was a little bit harder. The other day when I used gilding wax on my finger and kind of pushing it in there, it's a little bit harder to get in there, but it wasn't too bad. Is that everything? Almost everything. All right, now let me see about this flag. Let me try to pop it out without ripping it because it was really stuck in there. There it goes. Oh, that is so pretty. Use silver, guys. Let me try to close up a little bit more. Look at that. Can you see it's a little shiny? Oh, I love it. And then it'll just rinse off of this. So if you ever rinse off your dyes, make sure you dry them really well. I mean, they're pretty much coated, so it shouldn't be a big deal, but you don't want them to start rusting. I've never had one rust, but who knows, right? Don't tempt fates here. Okay, where's... So I am probably going to decorate this while it's flat, I think, or what do you guys think? Yeah. So let's go ahead and stick this guy down. And so this is when she does tutorials and she'll tell you like, okay, you want to stick it down left to right, not so much up to down. You know, she'll tell you, to me, it looks like I need to judge left and right, right? So it's here and here. See how this is kind of cradled around that edge? And then there's a little space at the bottom. Because if you try to, there's really nowhere else to do it. But right now all we're doing is sticking down this little tab, okay? So I will use a tape runner, although I do rather prefer to use a wet glue, just to make sure it stays and doesn't move ever. But right now I'm just gonna put a lot of tape runner. Again, on this side, I've seen videos where she puts it on this other side and then it's up and it's kind of weird. So just whatever you like. Maybe there's a reason for that, but this is very stark white. If you want to, you know, put a little something nice on that, I would definitely try and do that to distress it a little bit. But for right now, or maybe you can even like make it look like, we want to use a lot of pressure here just to make sure that sticks. Maybe you could do like a little sunset or something in the background, right? Or some kind of background that looks, that would be cute. Maybe I'll think about that. But for now, this is basically what we've just created. It's your basic easel. Right? So there's the basic thing. And then we're going to layer this up on top. But what I'm thinking is I should decorate this first because then I'm going to pop it up with pop dots too. So I don't really want this popped up. And then plus now I got to add the little windows and everything else. This, to be honest, looks really nice just like this. There's nothing wrong with that, right? Popped up. Like, it looks pretty cute. But we have to do that extra. All right, so let me think about what it is that I want to put around the windows. I might just go with like a dark, like a wood color, because why not? You know, but like here she used craft paper, it looks like. Here she used just white paper. Here she used gold, which I do like. Maybe I should find some silver. I'm gonna go with wood and maybe, I don't know. Oh, let me think about the accents I'm going to do here and then we'll start doing that. So I'm going to do all the windows in brown. And what I was noticing about these windows is kind of funny because, like, what is the point? These will cut themselves out. So this is just an extra piece. Like, if you want, I don't know what, an extra piece behind it, you know, that's up to you. It's really big. I'm not going to use that. I'm just going to use these little window pieces because they cut themselves out. They have an outer edge. So you don't need this for that. But this is more of a detailed little window that you can do. So I'm going to cut out these guys. Yeah, I'm not real sure what you would need this outer one for. Unless you just want the window much, much bigger, right? And so basically we're gonna do the same sandwiches I've been showing you. I'll cut out 2 at a time because we only have the 2. And we need 4 of each, basically. But as far as the sandwich, ooh. One of the little window pieces went back here. Hopefully I can... Again, small little things that are kind of like, So what I would do with these guys, and I have this strip of craft paper here. Just get this, tape it down so they don't move. Again, run them through plastic. These are pretty basic. Plastic shim, magnetic shim. I'm gonna run it through, and when they come back, I'm gonna turn them over and then do the rubber embossing mat with the plastic shim, and then, you know, our top, and run them through again, okay? Because it's gonna take a little while, but, so just run these guys through. I'll do it one time so you can kind of see. Maybe I'm gonna start cutting out some other pieces too, because what's the point of running this through for one little thing at a time, but that's okay. And then I'm gonna, this is the part I already knew. I was gonna be like, okay. Let's pop this little guy back in. Because we do want the embossing, it's nice, so put that there. So die is facing up, paper is back in it. Being careful. We're gonna put the rubber embossing mat, take away the metal mat, and I think that'll be enough, because it's kind of a small die. I don't think I need to add the metal shim, but you can put the metal shim back in too if you want. And then for the spires, I'm gonna do exactly the same thing, but I'm gonna cut them out in silver paper. Hopefully I have silver paper. I think I do. The little piece is stuck up here, but hopefully you can see that they are indeed embossed and cute. So I'm gonna cut out 4 of each of those. And when I do the other pieces, these guys, I'm just gonna do like this, silver, 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 right? Same thing, rubber emboss it. And then these guys, they cut out the whole spire, and then they cut out another piece that was gold on top. So I'm just gonna do silver tops for those. I'm gonna leave it the way it is, just the way it is on the card. So I'm not doing 2 more layers, I'm just doing 1 more, but we're gonna have to cut these off so that they work out. But we'll do that when I come back. All the little windows cut out. So for these, I have some matte mirror cardstock from Crafter's Companion, so it's not super shiny. I thought that might be better. And I'm just gonna cut out all these guys. And then we're gonna need a few of these. We need 2 of each of these spires. Actually, on this other one, I might not do the whole thing. We'll see about that. I'm not sure if I'm gonna use that whole piece, but on this, I just want this little top part of it. So I'm just gonna line those up so it doesn't really matter what happens with the rest of it, but we do need 2 of each of these skinny guys, these little dudes. So anyway, for right now, I'm just gonna put a little bit of tape. Trying to hold these things down, and ooh, what I remember about this cardstock is that it will, sometimes it can crack, you know, when you go to do your embossing. So I want to be careful with it, but I'm just gonna run it through, same sandwich, and then I'll flip them over and do the same embossing sandwich as I've been doing, and I'll be right back. Okay guys, not too bad. If I turn this other light on, I just realized. Okay, so we'll bring our base back, and a lot of these kind of did their own thing anyway. They kind of had some good embossing, but I still ran it through again with the rubber embossing, and it did not tear the paper, which is great. And then you can cut these however, like, if you wanted that little area there with the windows, you know, cut it however you like. I'm just going to cut it kind of like she has in one of these pictures here. It looks like she cuts it right underneath. And she kind of rounded it out, or whoever did it, right under that little extra area there. So I'm going to do that with all these guys, just right underneath that little extra area where that last little embossing line is. I guess I could have done these ahead of time, but I just wanted to show you real quickly so they all kind of match up. But again, you can leave as much of the spire or the whole thing, whatever you want. Or again, she did this on top of another one that was already longer. And then we have our little guys. You can do embossing just the same, or inking up of these guys just like we did, you know, with the little, maybe a brown color, whatever it is that coordinates with what you used. But I'm going to leave it alone for now, so I just want to get moving on this. And we can do a little bit of dimensional. Oh, you know what? Darn it. I'm going to fill this thing back up. That way I have plenty of this stuff, the 3D glue gel, and you've seen a video, I've already just removed this part and push more of this into this syringe, and I'm going to use this for this particular project. I'll be right back. I should have made sure this was cleared out before I started, so I got stuff all over my hands, but it's okay. Alright, so we're going to take these guys, and this is just Collall 3D glue gel from Crafter's Companion. People ask where I get it, that's where I get it. And luckily now we can get it, because before I would always see them using it. I'm like, I want that so bad, and I never got to get any. But now that they have their website that people in the US can shop from, I can pick all that up. So, okay. So I'm just going to lay these out, obviously, with some 3D glue gel on top of here. This did not take that long, you guys, and this was very well thought out. I mean, I would love to have an extra set of doors, the little windows, like if there was 2 of each, that'd be great because we can do it faster. But, you know, I had to pass it through 8 times, right? 4 times for cutting, 4 times for the embossing. Not too bad. Again, you can use whatever kind of little dimensionals you have, or don't even use dimensionals if you don't want to, whatever. I'm going to continue putting those down, and this guy, put a good amount wherever I can put it. That's not going to show up too much. Oopsie, I just smashed the other one. Darn it, I'm going to have to pick that back up. So be careful as you're doing this, because like with the glue gel, if you smash it down, then you basically just negated the reason of having the 3D part of it. There we go. But you can always pick it up, add more, right? The little windows, I'm going to continue doing that with all these other pieces, right? I'll stick this down, stick this piece down. The little guys, these guys, I'm going to use my tacky glue that I have in this bottle. Again, this is also from Crafter's Companion. And I'm just going to put the glue on the back, a pretty good amount, because this has a lot of embossing going on for such a small item, so you want to just make sure you have a good amount of glue on there. And then just place them down over all the windows. And then this area window too with the larger ones. And I will be right back. Just quickly wanted to show you, as I was working with this, it was easier to just take my glue and put it right around this little edge. And I think earlier I might have put a little dab of glue behind the window, in the little crosshairs, the little, you know, not crosshairs, but that little area. There's no need to do that because there's no window behind there, so sorry if that throws you off. But I'm just using my tool here, my tacky tool, pick this up. And this little guy. And that was just a lot easier than holding onto that little item and getting the glue on there. So that is basically done. Let me push that down there. Really cute. I mean, it didn't take that long, guys, really. I mean, obviously, I'm talking and we're doing other things, but like, if I was just to do this, I think it would work up pretty quickly. Oopsie, we don't want to drop that. Now, let's bring back our main area here. The main card. And again, I want to 3D glue gel this too, so I'm just going to take big glops of this, and I have to be very careful because this is still wet. Because I got to get moving and get this thing edited and uploaded. But I'm just going to take big chunks of this. But you can also use your dimensionals and just put them everywhere that needs support, right? I think I'm going to start switching out to my other dispenser because this is getting a little bit odd here. Let me see. Oy. Okay, here we go. Again, my spires are still wet, so I have to be careful with that. But you want to put dimensional everywhere. The other way you can do this too, you don't have to do what I'm doing. You can put it down and squeeze this, take it off with like a pokey tool, or like on the diamond press, that little spatula tool on the other side would be great. You just need to put clumps of this stuff everywhere, basically. I think that should work. And here we go. This, and what's nice about 3D glue gel, to be honest, is that it is a wet glue, so you still have time to maneuver. Like right now, all I did was lay it down. I haven't committed to anything. I can still kind of move portions of it around. I just want to put this stuff away. Let me see, are we in frame? Yes. And just kind of push it down to where I think it needs to be. And there's a little more there. Again, I'm being careful with it because the glue gel I used before isn't dry yet. So I guess if you're going to use 3D glue gel, you might want to go ahead and put the blue piece down first, but then you're going to keep pushing on it. So you might, or wait longer, right? I'm just trying to get this going, but you don't want to just come in and squish, 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 because then you're going to squish what you did before too. Right, that second layer. So I'm just trying to be gentle with this, but still giving it a squish. Alright, I think we're good here. And basically that is it. So hopefully you can see that. I really like the way it came out. That's so cute. And then again, if to put like little flowers, I think would be really cute because it looks kind of basic right now. There's like something missing here for me. But what you're going to do is pick it up and create some kind of stopper for yourself so that you can actually use your easel. And they don't really come with a stopper. So like that could be a dimensional sticker, maybe some little flowers, whatever it is that you want to put here that'll hold your little guy up. Definitely do that. What I'll do is I'll dig through some of my Griffin flowers, and if I have stickers, flower stickers that match this kind of coordinate with it. I'll stick some here and here and then put one down here as a stopper. But other than that, pretty quick, really pretty, really adorable. Thanks for watching, guys. I know it's available right now, and these things always sell out pretty quickly, so if it's something you're interested in, I would definitely get on that. And I will see you guys at the next one. Bye now.